weeks looking at the earliest, manuscripts of, of the Bible, which were Greek, because the Bible, at least the New Testament, was written in Greek. Today, we're going to move a little bit toward the first three manuscripts that were translated from the Greeks. And it's somewhat important in that, God tells us to go into all the world and teach his gospel. Well, all the world don't speak Greek. In fact, in Acts, second chapter of Acts, we see that on the day of Pentecost, the apostles were speaking in all different languages, and people were understanding them. That's one of the ways they communicated. It's kind of hard to spread the word to all the world if you can't communicate with each other. And so these manuscripts are important for two reasons. One is they do, because of their consistency, for the most part, with the Greek manuscripts from which they were translated. But also, they are the beginnings of different languages. And it is interesting that at this point in time, because they're translations, things always get lost in translation or changed in translation. It's the first time we begin to see differences in the recorded word. Some of the translations have books in them that the others didn't. And you didn't really see that with the Greek manuscripts. Not too much, a little bit, but not much. I think Brian is making copies, but I'm going to go ahead and start anyway. Just because the original document always is the original document, in some respects they're more important than the translations, in that they clearly have the potential to be, the translations had the potential to deviate from the original. Kind of hard for the original to deviate from itself. And we know that they didn't. But the first three non-Greek testaments, if we want to call it that, were all in different languages. One was Egyptian, one of them was Latin, and we'll talk more about the Latin than any of the others as we go through this lesson this morning. And the first one was the Syriac versions. There's no T in it. Syriac versions. And that's an interesting version as well, because it's from a part of Syria, Mesopotamia. That there was a language that evolved there in first century, and that's one of the very first translations that we see. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Let's start with prayer. Father, we thank you